News on the Hour, sponsored by Steel.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The faithful waited hours to pay their final respects to Pope Francis at the start of 3 days of public viewing ahead of his funeral.
It's like a member of the family, isn't it? Somebody very close to our hearts, somebody who makes the church very accessible to everybody and inclusive to everybody.
CBS's Nora O'Donnell was among those passing through St. Peter's Basilica.
It was so quiet. It was so solemn. We stood just feet away from Pope Francis. People reached out to touch his coffin. We heard one little girl kind of cry, and you could hear people, praying very, very quietly. But it was a moment of reflection. It was a moment to think about his legacy.
Pope Francis will be buried on Saturday. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent tried to calm nerves today over the global trade war and President Trump's tariffs.
America first does not mean America alone. To the contrary, it is a call for deeper collaboration and mutual respect among trade partners.
Correspondent Nancy Cordes reports some top industry leaders are also urging the president to settle the disputes.
He met here at the White House with the CEOs of Walmart and Target behind closed doors on Monday, and they delivered a pretty blunt warning. They said that his enormous tariffs on Chinese goods could lead in a matter of weeks to empty store shelves.
Boeing's CEO said today he doesn't expect the trade war will get in the way of its financial recovery, even though China is refusing to accept aircraft deliveries. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he will not seek re-election next year, ending his 40-plus years in Congress. Correspondent Chanel Call reports his Illinois seat is considered relatively safe for Democrats.
This open seat is going to set up a pretty competitive race in Illinois. The seat has grown to be a bit more soundly Democratic in recent years. Republicans have only captured a Senate seat there twice for 6 terms since 1984.
President Trump lashed out today at Ukraine's president for saying his country won't accept Russia holding on to Crimea in a peace agreement. Former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, William Taylor, says there's still wiggle room for a deal.
The Russians are not going to like it that the Ukrainians won't legally recognize their Russian control of Crimea, but they don't have to. If the Americans recognize it, that might be good enough for Putin.
On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial finished the day 419 points higher. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 61 degrees in San Pablo, California.